Hello. If you're wondering why I'm sat here, lit up by only one single tea light candle and definitely not two separate lamps, then you're in for a treat. I was actually going to have more candles set up, like, all around me, but then I realized that this is a fabric recliner, and I kind of figured that that probably wouldn't be a good idea. So, no, I'm not doing that. If you've somehow not already read the title of this video, I'm going to go ghost hunting in my own house. And it's kind of like Luigi's Mansion, except I'm going to be talking to the ghosts and not sucking them up into a vacuum. And it's not a mansion, and it's actually nothing like Luigi's Mansion. I've always been kind of familiar or like intrigued with the paranormal. My childhood home, it was haunted.
So basically, what monsters in the background, and
Actually, I don't know if the home itself was haunted or it was an attachment to my family. I actually think that the land might have been haunted. The guy who used to own the land that my childhood home was built on was a farmer, and he owned like a bunch of land around there. And he supposedly died in like a really tragic way. Apparently, he was ran over by his own mower when he got off to pick something up. That aside, when I was growing up, I did have several separate paranormal experiences, and that has fueled my desire to seek out the paranormal in other places as well. Since I moved in, I've heard several experiences from the people who have been here a while. Most of the sightings in this house seem to be either apparitions or things being knocked over, but there definitely seems to be a more active part of this house, which makes sense because there are kind of two parts. There's an older side on the front, and then there's an addition on the back. So it does make sense that there's going to be more activity in the older part of the house, right? Oh, and someone died here tragically. Allegedly. Kind of buried the lead with that one a little bit, didn't I? So I do not know the specifics of this, other than this house used to be a fraternity. It actually used to be two different fraternities. That's really fucking gross. And during a party, a guy was up in the attic. Allegedly, during a party, there was a guy up in the attic, and in our attic, there used to be a window that opened up into the roof. Not anymore. And if you're putting two and two together, that guy fell to his death. Allegedly. I'm saying allegedly because I found nothing about this happening, which makes sense because it's like a death at a private residence, but like nothing at all about this happening. But the window no longer has access to the roof, so I feel like that's evidence enough. Or is it? No, it is. But I still want to try to see if I can talk to ghosts. You know, for some good old all-American science-based truth. So when I originally planned out this video, I was just gonna do an EVP session and try to see if I could record any activity up there, like voice recordings or whatever. But I have changed my mind. I've decided if I'm gonna try to talk to ghosts, I'm gonna go all out to have the best possible avenue to do so. I went out and I bought myself a Ouija board. A Ouija board? Ouija board? I don't know how to pronounce it. I always say a Ouija board. On the back, it literally says, whether you call it Ouija or Ouija, the Ouija board spells fun. Which is bullshit, by the way. I know this is like a Hasbro game. You obviously know what you're gonna use an Ouija board for. You're gonna try to talk to ghosts. It's the mystifying oracle. The test questions on the back of this box, like the examples. Will my parents let me go to the concert? What should I wear? Will I pass my history test? What grade will I get? Does Tommy know I like him?
Who told him?
Like, you're not gonna fucking be asking these questions to a Ouija board. Also, when I was researching for this video, and I say that very loosely, it was a bunch of YouTube videos and a couple Reddit threads. Oh, and a WikiHow article. It said it really wasn't a good idea to try to use one of these alone. It's apparently dangerous to try to open a portal to talk to ghosts while you're alone. And I will say this won't be my first experience using a Ouija board. It will be with an official one, but when I was in like high school, a friend and I made like a fake Ouija board, and for the planchette, we used a Madagascar cards Wii game. And I don't know if the friend I was with was just fucking with me, but we ended up actually talking to something, and we got so scared we actually threw out the Wii game and the fake board out in the dumpster, and we never talked about it again. A couple more little things before I go up there and start the session, as I'm not trying to get haunted. I'm trying to go in with a little protection, if you know what I mean. Not like that. I'm not gonna go put condoms on the Ouija board. Looked up a couple different ways you can protect yourself during a Ouija board session. One of them said you could light a white candle. Oh shit. You could light a white candle and put it on the board, and then that would protect you. But I also read something else that said lighting a black candle would protect you from evil, so I don't know who was lying, but someone was, and if I get possessed, I'm going to go on Reddit and have a fit. And the second thing I saw, placing something made of pure silver on the board, and I don't have anything that is pure silver, but I do have some coins that a friend gave me. Shout out, you're a real one. These are made of 90% silver, so I'm gonna put both of them on the board, and hopefully that helps me from getting possessed. Hi, welcome back. Actually, it's totally the same day. It's totally not the next day. It's totally not the next day because I got lazy and then didn't want to film the rest of the video yesterday. And it's totally also not Christmas. So we are all set up in the attic. You saw me set up my board. I have my 2 silver coins. I put one over the sun and one over the moon. I don't think that's bad or not supposed to be done, but if it is, then, you know, whatever. I have some white candles set up on all 4 corners of the board. Once again, if this is the wrong color candle and I do get possessed, someone is getting sued. And then I also have a little flashlight here. So I brought this up here for a very specific reason. So have you ever seen people in ghost hunting shows where they'll have a flashlight and they'll turn it on, but they'll screw it off? They'll screw off the top just ever so slightly so that it's on, but then when you screw it off, it's turned off. Okay, they'll take a flashlight and they'll screw the top off just enough so that it's not on, but if anything comes near it that has like an electrical charge or whatever it is, I don't know the science behind it, I don't think it is science, but if anything comes near this, it will turn on the flashlight. I won't ask anything to touch this flashlight. When you're doing an EVP session, or specifically using an Ouija board, you're not supposed to ask anything to interact with anyone or anything. That kind of you're not supposed to ask anything to interact with anyone or anything. That kind of. It is said to agitate ghosts or spirits, and it's giving spirits permission to exist with you. And you're not supposed to do that, because if you give something permission to exist with you, then it's gonna exist with you. It could haunt you. I actually do not know where my phone is. Oh, I'm sitting on it. I actually have some do's and don'ts that you're supposed to and then not supposed to do. So my 3 big do's for this session, I've already explained 2 of them, the white candles, something made of silver put on the board, but the third one you're supposed to do, I just put up 4 fingers. The third one you're supposed to do is to say a prayer of protection right before you start this session. Like, hey, don't kill me or possess me, please. Thanks. But I do have a couple do not. First one of those is letting whatever you're talking to count down. You're not supposed to let it count down through letters or numbers because apparently something bad's gonna happen when it stops counting down. So just don't let it do that. Another one is to let it make patterns or spell out specific phrases, like doing a figure 8, letting it go to all 4 corners, or like going back and forth. And then another one, very well known, if this starts to spell out Z-O-Z-O, that is apparently a very prolific demon's name. It will start going back and forth really quick and apparently summons a demon. And then the last thing you're not supposed to do is leave this planchette. Hi, this is called a planchette. Leave this on the board upright with no one touching it. If you do this, the spirit can interact with this. Anything bad that you do with an Ouija board kind of lets the spirit into your world, and that's why you're not supposed to do them. And I'm not sure how valid that is, but from the amount of people who have bad experiences with Ouija boards, I'm going to assume that those are probably based in a little bit of experience where someone got the shit scared out of them or haunted or something. But that's why I've been leaving this upside down on the board. And the last thing for like tips for an Ouija board is you always want to end a session yourself. Sometimes when you're using this, it can go to goodbye by itself. It's like, hey, I don't want to talk to you ever again. Get the fuck out of my life. And that's okay, but you should circle back to goodbye yourself, or just do that when you're ending the session and then thank whoever you're talking to. Always be respectful, because that's how you get haunted. For this session, I will have 3 separate ways of recording it. 2 are visual. I'm gonna have this camera, and I'm gonna have you. I'm gonna have both of those things recording me, as well as I'm going to have an audio recording going on my phone. After this, I'm gonna go through the audio and then see if I hear anything that I didn't hear out loud. So I'm gonna turn off a couple of these lights, get the mood set a little bit, and then we can start this session. And also, if you didn't already make the connection, the window right behind me, this is the alleged window. So, very topical for the location. Okay, this is the voice recorder, and this is going to be put on the corner of this table. And now we are going to start this thing. I'm a little terrified. I was trying to feign confidence earlier, but I'm a little scared. I'm respectfully requesting the communication of anyone who's with me tonight. I'm requesting that you try to speak with me through the board. I'm also requesting, I'm requesting positive communication and protection from any negative influences. Hello, is anyone here with me tonight? Okay. Hello? Is anyone here with me tonight? Okay. Not quite sure I believe that. It also says not to take your hands off of the planchette. I'm going to keep one on very lightly. I do have questions in my Google Doc, as well as I just want to put that out there that a lot of people use an Ouija board for talking to their subconscious. So sometimes movements that you make on the board might not be actual conscious movements. If there's anyone in this place with me here tonight, can I ask your age? If there's anyone up here tonight, can I please ask how old you are? If you do know how old you are, can you please tell me? If there's anyone here tonight who would like to talk to me, can I please ask your name? G? Just G? Okay. Just G. If there's anyone up here with me tonight, can I please know your age? Can you please tell me your age? It's all right. Oh, I just almost blew out all my candles. Can I ask if there is anyone up here tonight? Can you give me a yes or no? Okay, thank you. If there's anyone up here with me tonight, could I please know how old you are? Sorry, I did not know that call. I just looked up my guess. If there is anyone up here tonight, please tell me your name. G? Just G? Trying to be very light on the planchette here. Hello G. If G is up here with me tonight, can I please know your age? One. 19? Okay. Hello, G. I believe you've just told me that you're 19. G, can you tell me, did you live here before? So far, we have G, who's up here, and they are 19. If I can ask, do you know when you died? Is there anyone else up here right now? So it's just you alone? If you can answer this for me, please, do you know how you died? Can you please tell me if you know how you died? If that is correct, you just spelled R-U-B-M. Do you remember what year you died? No. Okay, that is quite alright. I don't remember the year I died either. Did you used to live here? You used to live in this house? This house, from what I understand, it used to be two separate frats before what it was now, but it was also a private home before that. Did you live in one of the frats? No. Okay. When you were living here, did you live in this house before it was a frat? Did you live here a long time ago? Or do you consider to still be living here? Yes. Do you know how long you have been here? Do you like living here? Do you like living here at this house? Okay, that's good. I'm glad to hear that you like living here. Is there any particular floor of this house that you like to hang out on the most? Either up here in the attic or like the basement or the first or second floor? Do you prefer a floor? I'm assuming you're gonna spell out basement. I'm sorry to cut you off. So you prefer the basement? Okay, that's cool. Is there anything that you really enjoy about living here? It looks like it's spelled out play. Do you like playing in the house? Or there's quite a few people who play music in this house. This attic is actually kind of like a music little hangout space. There's a lot of different instruments up here. There's also a piano in the basement. Is it the music that you like? Okay. It's like, my ankles are falling asleep. I don't my knees like they used to. Do you like having so many people who live in this house? Okay. Because there's quite a few people. It'd be really bad if you didn't like how many people were around. I'm gonna ask you just this once. If you could please, just if you can you please touch my flashlight? Or if you want to interact with one of these 4 candles that I have lit here on the table? Can I please know, what year were you born? Okay. It's okay, spelled out in 1973. So you were born in 1973 and you were 19 when you passed. And I'm not good at math, so I'm gonna put that on the screen for what year that would be. Can I ask where you were born? So you just spelled burp. I'm not aware of any places called burp. Thank you for your humor. Unless that is where you were born and I'm just being horribly offensive to your birthplace. I've never heard of anywhere called burp. Or is it bruppy? Is there just one spirit that I am talking to tonight? Yes. Are there more spirits in this house? Are the other spirits that I'm not talking to tonight, do they just wish to not communicate with me? Do you know of the incident that happened where someone fell out of the window up here? Just spelled bye. Okay. If you no longer wish to talk to me, then that is completely okay. I wish you best wishes, and thank you so much for talking with me tonight. I really appreciate it. And goodbye. Okay, so that was cool. A little sick. My first time ever doing that, especially by myself. I put the planchette upside down on the board just so that it can't be moved. I said goodbye just to make sure that the session was ended. Obviously, thank them for talking to me. Oh, my camera battery is about to die. Hey guys, I don't know if it's obvious that there was a time skip from the time that footage was filmed to now, but there was. There was an explanation that I filmed when I filmed this video. The videos at the end there, after my camera died, have mysteriously disappeared, so I don't have them. So I'll just summarize what I wanted to say at the end of that video. First and foremost, I want to reiterate, sometimes when you're using an Ouija board, movements on the board can be subconscious, so it's not necessarily that I was getting responses, it might just be that I was subconsciously moving the planchette. And this also goes along with the fact that some of the responses were not only contradictory, they didn't make any sense. And a couple of the answers were very vague, and I just filled in the rest, so whether or not that was a real answer, it could have meant literally something entirely different. And it's very much not uncommon for that to happen when people are using Ouija boards. Now, that entire session upstairs was around 40 minutes. A lot of that was either cut out because it was either nothing, or it was just like... And a lot of that footage was either sped up or cut out because it was just nothing. It may seem in the video like I was getting response after response. That's because I cut through everything to make it watchable. And then there is something at the end. I was recording audio that entire time, even when my camera cut out. So there was a bit at the end that wasn't recorded by my camera, but it was picked up on audio, and I'll play it here now. And I hope you take all of these answers with a grain of salt. Yeah, no, that was pretty cool. They seemed pretty friendly. I didn't hear any real noises or anything, and nothing happened up here, but right at the end there, and I don't think any audio picked it up, but there was like some scratching noises, a little bit scratching noises in the walls, and that could just be like an animal in there, but it also did happen right after the board said bye. So I'm taking all of this that I captured very lightly. There are just some things in there that I truly feel that I experienced, and you can think what you want, and every opinion is subjective. Anyways, thank you for watching. I very much appreciate it. I'm going to start trying to post videos that aren't a year old, and I want to start posting more consistently. This is a different video, my door dashing video. If you want to go watch that, please go watch it. And look forward for more content in the very near future. Thank you for watching.